Hi everyone, I hope everyone had a good week. Alright, let's talk about X-Men. God loves, man kills. So the theme that stood out to me, I feel like not even like reading, I never read the title, but without even acknowledging the title when looking for the theme, was religion and racism. One of the themes that was in the PowerPoint, the connection between religion and racism. And so I started reading, and I found the first thing that stood out to me was the two kids dying, obviously. The first thing that stood out, just the first scene in the book, was the two kids dying because they were mutants. And that is kind of like similar to how people would be killed because of their race with no explanation, like just because they were born. Literally, Magneto says their only crime that they had been born. Yeah, that was on page 11. Anyways, so that was like the first thing that like really was like, this is about the connection between religion and racism. And then the next thing was when the professor was speaking on the show, and then everyone, all the other X-Men were like at home, and basically in this just like little clips of all their thoughts on page 19 was, it seems impossible, but Stryker's so popular, millions of people believe his word. And then to think us evil simply because we exist is madness, you know. If you're connected to real life, then it'd be like the color of your skin. They think we're evil just because of the color of our skin. And then the other one said, I've known such fear and hatred from birth, but time does not make it any easier to take. Again, like, bring your race into it. Just seeing that they know they're going to be judged and stuff because of the color of their skin, but like they're just going to do that their whole lives, and it doesn't get any easier. And then the next part that stood out to me was when they got in the car crash, and it was like kind of framed as an accident. And this might be a little bit of a stretch, but definitely when like black people were being killed in the middle of the 1900s, like the KKK would just, people would find them like hanging, and they'd be like, oh, it's just suicide, like, oh, it's just this, it's just that. But obviously they were killed by not themselves. And so I feel like that accident scene kind of draws some like attention to that whole situation thing. So then religion comes in during one, when the minister's talking on TV, two, when they're kind of like trying to get into Professor's thoughts, and then this like holy power comes after he like kills all his friends, and it's like, now you can come. And so I feel like with like religion and racism, that would be like, oh, finally you've like decided to join the side of killing black people, and now you can come to heaven, you know? So yeah, anyways, the backstory, so you asked about this in the PowerPoint, but the backstory of the minister is kind of like he went through trauma, and now he's like, when he was younger or a while ago, and now he's like bringing it back, and everything that he does is because of this trauma that he went through, which are a lot of people. The last thing I noticed was about the purifiers, and after Anne died, and the minister was like, oh, so you are a mutant? Okay, you can die. And she was like, but I've been loyal to you. He's like, I don't care, you're a mutant. So after that, one of them said, it isn't the purifiers who are dangerous, but the man himself, his beliefs, his ideas. We don't stand up for those here and now. Then all we've done is delay the inevitable Holocaust. So mentioning the Holocaust, one, brings like, it makes it really obvious what the theme is of religion and racism, and then just comparing, like, the minister to Hitler, and then, like, the purifiers are kind of like the Nazis. And so, like, if one of the Nazis ended up being Jewish, like, Hitler would be like, no, bye. But, yeah. So, that's what I found in the theme. I feel like it was pretty obvious. And then, after I read the whole thing, and then read the title again, I was like, that makes sense. Okay. What else? I was going to say, the purifiers, I feel like, how do I feel about them? They kind of just, like, remind me of Nazis, and, obviously we, like, persecuted the Nazis because even though they weren't the ones making the rules, they were still carrying them out, and so, yeah, we don't like them. And then, I feel like it is pretty relevant today. Like, we still struggle with racism as a society. I don't know if it's more relevant. I mean, I don't know. I think it's the same amount of relevancy. It just, everything, like, there's barely any changes towards the racism department in our society, so I feel like it's still relevant. Anyways, that's all I have. See y'all next week.